Rewind time, year of
Yeah.
review. Galaxy of Heroes 2018, hit or miss?
I guess they never miss, huh?
I was a hit.
This year's Galaxy of Heroes review on what happened, what was the good, what was the bad, and we have a lot to talk about, so we should probably just get right into it.
Let's get right into it. So the year started off with Jedi Training Rey was the top of the arena, and we got probably one of the best and most wanted reworks of all time, Palpatine and Vader.
Yes.
They were not good. Palpatine got reworked. It was the best thing ever.
Yes.
And it was pretty exciting, right? And we had been begging for Palpatine and Vader.
He was the worst legendary.
And we had like no dark side, and Vader was so hard to get, and it was not good. And then the hook was Scion.
Right, yeah, so when Palpatine first came out, his rework wasn't fully appreciated. It made him viable, but Jedi Training Rey could still kick his butt. He did make CLS fall out of favor, which we saw pretty immediately. But as you see, like when we were making videos back then, there was General Kenobi. We didn't have Scion. Once Scion came into the mix, that's when Palpatine's rework became fully appreciated because the developers, they made a statement basically saying that there's still a few missing links before the Palpatine rework could be fully appreciated. Scion was one of them. Darth Nihilus got reworked. That was huge. And Traya came into the picture. That's when the Sith really went full blast. Jedi Training Rey went out. CLS went out. And then Palpatine stayed king until roughly when Traya came around and was unlocked more.
He's still usable today.
Very usable,
Palpatine is very viable.
Falling out of favor, but
Traya definitely took over. And then we got the Sith Raid, right?
The Sith Raid, yes. So the Sith Raid, I think we want to say it brought a new sense of challenge.
It definitely was complicated.
I mean, every single raid really never gets fully appreciated when it first comes out. A lot of people did not like the Sith Raid because it was designed for the future of Galaxy of Heroes. It wasn't designed for the present.
It was complicated, too.
It's still complicated. Yeah. There's no really a full solo squad just yet.
And there shouldn't be.
I don't think it's going to happen for a while. We just started seeing full solo sort of AAT raid probably like in the early part of this year, sort of.
C-3PO might be the character that allows something like that to happen. It seems like the character that'll, you know, the way it's just a combo-rific character. Sith Raid was good. I felt it was a little bit complicated and kind of, it was time-consuming.
Yeah, that was the thing. They eventually added some quality of life improvements, so it would reduce the number of times you'd have to go in and reset your whole entire match and whatnot.
Still my least. Running phase 3 checks is still like my least favorite thing to do when I'm doing the Sith Raid. It's like how many times do I have to do this to get it to work? I have to play with my mods, but it's still pretty good.
I think Traya
is amazing.
Traya, that's the reason why we keep playing the event, because people want Traya. I mean, once my guild was able to do it, you know, relatively easy, which took a few times. I gotta admit, I mean, I think you might be in the same boat too. We haven't really been too invested in the Sith Raid. A lot of times we just post our zero, and then if we see the Sith Raid going, everyone had to do it at first.
Everyone had to do it first, but then it's like there's people that loved it and people that were kind of
Yeah. I was never a huge raid person. I mainly did it for the raid reward, and that was pretty much it. So until it becomes very easily soloable, I don't see myself being too invested in the Sith Raid.
I've been getting in the top 10 lately.
Oh, because you have that Revan. Yeah. Revan gives you a sense of pride and accomplishment.
Yeah, lately. I know, right? So keeping on with the theme of reworks, then we started getting the Bounty Hunter reworks, and we had... Bounty Hunters have been, like you said, it was probably your favorite thing of last year.
Yeah, I think so.
But Bosk, Jango Fett, reworks of all the bounty hunters, the addition of the contracts. Then we have a whole bunch of new bounty hunters, like the Sing and Embo.
Yeah. The bounty hunter is kind of like Palpatine rework. They weren't fully appreciated at first because the contracts weren't really... They weren't clicking. Like, they weren't like the Illuminated Destiny that they should have been. But the Bounty Hunter reworks became more appreciated later on once Chewbacca came around. Obviously, we needed the Bounty Hunters for Chewbacca. And then once the other events that we're going to talk about, like Grand Arena, came out and other type of events, that's when Bounty Hunters became a lot more appreciated.
Right.
Yeah, because they were never really meta. Jango Fett had a brief period before Revan came into the picture, so he had 1 week of arena viability, and then that disappeared. So they weren't arena viable, but they're a fun faction. They're great in pretty much every single thing except arena right now.
Okay, and so then we've got another rework. It was Ships 2.0. Basically, everything got reworked, and
this is where we start saying,
Well, yeah, I say it's good. Something good about it. Okay,
what's the good thing?
Ships went from being like a C or a D to like a C+.
I guess that's the best.
To like, or a B- at best.
I guess
I
so.
don't know. I don't know how to put it. It's just like it's still ships somehow. It's way better. It's way better than it was. But then we are forced into Genosians.
Yeah, Genos, and then all of a sudden, once Boss Town's Tooth came around, then all of a sudden you're penalized for having Genosians. I don't know. Yeah, ships is really just ships. I don't know what it's going to take for me to enjoy it unless there's way better rewards for Squad Arena.
They have given better rewards now. Top 50 get crystals.
Yeah,
and before it was like.
It's still a lot of work because it's back to back between Squad Arena, Ship Arena, Fleet Arena, and it's usually by that time, I don't have the energy or time to make sure I make my window for Fleet Arena. If I can maybe pick a totally different time in the day.
I wish that we could have it at the same hour.
Or the same hour, so you just bounce between back and forth. Yeah.
Why do
I want my separate. I would like maybe Fleet Arena in the morning when I'm going to something, and then do Squad Arena at night. Doing back to back, that's one reason why I don't care much about Fleet Arena. And I don't know. The game is Galaxy of Heroes. It's not called Galaxy of Ships. I played this game because I have an affinity towards a lot of the characters.
Right.
I don't really have an affinity or an allegiance or passion for ships.
Right.
I think that's kind of one of the main problems. That was one of the shortcomings of this. And the only good thing is that the fleet currency can get Zetas. That's really the only thing. But even if you just make top 100, you're getting enough currency to keep getting a steady flow of Zetas.
Since we're talking about miss, why don't we talk about another kind of miss?
What's the next miss?
Pretty much the whole solo movie and all the solo movie characters, all the prepared characters, with the exception of Nest. Range Trooper was a little bit.
He was the most fun character out of the bunch.
And then, but the rest of, the prepared characters, Lando and Han.
Well,
Vander and Chewbacca was okay. L3 was okay, but it was mostly a miss. The whole movie, the way it was brought out.
Yeah, the movie itself. Yeah,
well, the whole movie. Yeah,
Disney lost money on that movie.
Man, and it was a pretty good movie.
It was decent. It was a good better movie. Than The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I think it's better than The Last Jedi. And then same thing with the characters. It was just like, Nest. It was really the only character.
It's funny with the solo movie. I think I was hoping we'd get more. And the other thing is, so the solo characters, I don't want to say were completely useless. I don't think we really saw much out of Lando that much. But L337, we found some odd uses out of them. And then like when Zalbar came out later on, then we started finding some really weird teams. Han Solo, he was able to start doing some good damage in the AAT raid, for example. But
he didn't have Wampa.
Yeah, exactly. If he didn't have Wampa, I guess Han Solo was the next best thing. So really, Nest is the best thing that came out of it. I think that was kind of a miss. There was a lot of missed opportunities. I think part of the reason why we didn't get as much, maybe just seeing that it wasn't a financial success. Maybe Galaxy of Heroes just didn't decide to keep going on with it. I'm pretty sure the movie was a success. They probably would have kept spamming characters into the game, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, we didn't get all the characters. No Beckett. We didn't get the Vision character or whatever.
Yeah, well, Dryden Voss.
Dryden, yeah. So a lot of stuff that didn't happen on that. Then we've had pretty much Sith running them, with Palpatine.
Sith is still running strong.
So we had rework again, the year of reworks.
The year of reworks.
Grandmaster Yoda rework, which is amazing, by the way.
Yes.
Probably one of the best reworks of all time. Although, just personally, like, I zated the leadership, and then it's like, then Basilisk came out like the week after, and it's like, well, that's a useless leadership ability.
Yeah, so Yoda. So this is what these reworks. Zeta was
a waste.
The Zeta for his lead is a complete waste.
Only Zeta that I regret, because now I don't regret Chirpa.
Yeah, exactly, right. That's saying a lot. It's funny though because a lot of the reworks that we're talking about this year, they weren't 100% fully appreciated when they first came out.
Right.
Palpatine, we already talked about that, and then with Bounty Hunters, we talked about that. With Yoda. We didn't have a good Jedi leader, so his rework kind of made him the best Jedi leader, which really wasn't crazy. It was like somewhat competitive against Palpatine.
I think everybody just wanted Jedi so bad.
The Basilisk started opening up the door. And then we're going to talk about her in a second because KOTOR is a big focus this year. But then once Revan came around, Yoda then became fully realized why his rework was so important. You can't have a good Jedi team without Yoda.
The team is all about Yoda.
Yeah, so I'm thinking going forward, whenever we get more reworks, I think a lot of the big reworks, I think we need to wait until the next stepping stone comes around so we can see the full picture. Because this year, when the rework came out, we didn't see the full picture right away. They kind of slowly put the pieces together later on.
And then at the time of Grandmaster Yoda, we got the G12 Plus mods.
So what do you think of that?
It's a necessary part of the game that I don't like. I don't want to go to Gear 13. I don't want to go to 90.
I
don't want to have 8 stars, although they said they're never going to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
Or red stars. Like, but I think it's necessary, for the game to have something like that.
Yeah.
Which is, we're going to talk about Mods 2.0 here in a minute. But Gear 12 Plus, it was okay for something I don't like.
It gave a reason for people to spend money in the game, because at first you couldn't buy it, and then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, you could start buying stuff.
Like $50 a piece.
They're expensive. Very expensive. Very hard to get. I guess
it's like putting a Zeta on a character. You really got to think about putting that G12 Plus piece on it. You can't even farm those.
Yeah, it's funny. We had a huge debate a while ago about 6-dot mods or gear. I think honestly, Gear 12 Plus is way more significant. You're getting huge health bonuses, and
you can't get that. That strictly comes out of the Sith Raid. You can't get it for free.
You can buy it. You can buy it. Plus challenges are now distributing it. Like Grand Arena challenges are getting.
But it's not like there's an abundance of this. It's like Zetas. It's definitely.
Well, you can also farm. It's not.
There's always that one piece that you can't farm that only comes from the Sith Raid.
Yeah.
And you're just like when it fills up, and you're like, okay, do I put it on this character? I need to be careful.
It's a lot more. Yeah.
And then how does it impact ships? And then you start looking at characters like Thrawn. It's like, okay, I definitely want to put this on Thrawn because you get 6 extra speed. I don't know.
It wasn't anything to like jump out of your seat for. It's just it's a way they need to find a way to monetize the game. That's really what it's all about. Because if you spend money, you're getting a bang for your buck. If you want to keep dropping $50 pop for all those pieces.
And then we got to talk about it, since we're going to go into mod management and mods 2.0, which in my opinion was the most needed thing we needed, and I'm very grateful for mod management, but there's a couple things that I think are missing from mod management.
There's a lot missing still. It's better than before.
It was unusable. The system was unusable. And so it was probably the most significant quality of life, thing that we've had. Mods 2.0, again, progression, you know what I mean? But oh, yeah, that's not fun.
No, yeah. So there's always that hook, and the hook was for mod management, the 6-dot mods, the mod salvage, and whatnot. I still kind of stand by my whole opinion on that, because it does take a while to farm all the pieces necessary to get to a 6-dot mod. And secondly, if you're going to farm 6-dot mods, you got to sacrifice gearing up a bunch of characters. I think they're starting to introduce more of those. More of the pieces for 6-dot mods through Grand Arena, which now it's like, all right, cool. I don't have to worry about sacrificing one or the other. Just do Grand Arena, do well, get the pieces out of it. It takes a while, because you got to get you have the 6.6 mods per character, and that could take a while, and that's a lot of gear you're sacrificing. So it was the hook, and the paywall for that.
The thing I don't like about 6-dot mods, which I understand why they did it, is they only work on 7 stars. No 6 stars.
That needs to get fixed.
And it has to be a G12.
Yeah, because eventually our roster is going to be full of 6-dot characters, or 6-dot mods on all these characters, and a legendary comes out where you don't want to get into Gear 12.
Happened with the Ewok event. I couldn't do that to get C-3PO. I couldn't use my best mods on my Ewoks.
I think they need to roll that back. The gear, maybe lower the gear, maybe have only Gear 10 and above. Right. Maybe not Gear 1 or anything like that, but yeah, Gear 10 and above could maybe have access to 6-dot mods. But leaving it to Gear 12, I think that's one of the limitations that we have to look into for the next year.
So at this point in the year, Django got launched, and we were having serious marquee fatigue.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, other than Traya, really, there was nothing other than marquee. Over 20 marquee characters back-to-back with Traya, and then a bunch of marquees, and then we basically got back-to-back-to-back. It was just, and then 2 legendaries and
Chewbacca was the first legendary we had in 2018. That's in October. So we waited a long time for that.
For me, both Chewbacca and C-3PO event were highly rewarding and fun. It was a grind. It was an RNG, and there was tricks to it, specifically Chewbacca.
Yeah, Chewbacca, there was a trick.
There was a trick to it. The way you modded the characters, how many attempts you had to do. I think it's fascinating.
See, I agree with satisfying. I don't like the way that they challenged you, which is to give them a bunch of preloaded turn meter. Because that's the. I mean, you could. There's other ways doing it, except because the Chewbacca event made me go a little crazy, because you're a bounty hunter, you got the jump on Han Solo.
And
yet they're the ones that take 500 turns before you could. I would never hire a bounty hunter.
Same thing with C-3PO. You ambush them.
They somehow.
And then you ambush the rebels on Endor, and then they've got the turn meter. The
I would never hire those Ewoks or those bounty hunters to ever do a job for me if that's how they do things. It's like if you're gonna ambush someone, you should have the jumps. There's other ways to make it difficult.
I don't know how they can make it difficult though.
I mean, there's got to be something that this game, with how complicated kits are getting, you can't tell me you can't think of any other way to make kits more. Make the ability stronger. You know, like how like you progressively upgrade a character's abilities, just add like a new layer of an ability on the opponent. There's other ways to make it than just preload a turn meter. So a big side that, but I do agree it is rewarding once you can beat it.
Okay, and then we're going into an area that was controversial, and that is the way that Revan was released.
Woo! Revan!
There was no denying it, no hidden. It was
just a
blatant in your face $400 paywall.
I think that was the intention.
There's nothing else about it. This character cost $400.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, and it was second time around, maybe still. It was hard probably people to get the second time around.
I mean, second time around, it depends on everyone's situation. Obviously, not everyone.
You don't have to focus. You'd have to focus.
Yeah, like I'm going to be ready for the second time it comes around. I didn't spend a single dime on Revan.
Okay.
I mean, I bought the $9.99 pack for Basta when she came out. That's different. But in terms of once we found out about Revan, I didn't drop a single dime for him. So for me, second time's possible. But for others, second time's going to be hard. It's like people took a couple times to get CLS, for example. It all just depends where you are in the game. But yeah, so this was if you spent money, you got your money's worth out of this guy.
And it's in your face paywall. Like, I'm taking #1 in a hostile arena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I'm not in my shard chat, taking #1 in my arena. And then also in Grand Arena, I'm getting like 11 defensive wins with Revan. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God. So it's straight pay to win.
That's the most pay to win we've seen Galaxy Spheres go. I didn't get Revan, and I did struggle for a little bit. C-3PO is putting me back on the map. I can beat Revan pretty easily, so I'm happy I didn't spend the money. I didn't buy him out of principle. That was my thing. Right. I didn't want you to do it. I get it.
Well, and then so like there's definitely ways of beating Revan, and that's kind of what Fallen Bastila has been.
Fallen Bastila, Chewbacca.
So there's all kinds of teams now where before Revan was just kind of airtight, and still the best, and probably going to be the best for a minute now, for a little bit longer now. And then we talk about the last thing before we wrap up the video. We could talk about Grand Arena, which is a huge plus.
I think so.
Plus.
It's. You saw me do my Grand Arena. I used General Grievous.
You were pretty upset even today.
Yeah, because I was using so you have to find you have to dig into the bottom of your barrel, and then you have to make use out of those bottom tier characters. So it's exciting when you can make it win. Like I took Grievous and I made him win something, which is odd. But then you're like taking I was taking, what was it? I had to take 4 teams in to beat this Thrawn team. So I took like a bunch of like C-grade teams to try to take out this Thrawn team because I want to save my better teams for later on. I mean, long story short, it is a fun game mode, and plus the rewards are good attached to it. So I think overall that was definitely a plus of a game mode.
And I've always said this before. I want to be tricked into spending money. And like in a clever way of being tricked into spending money. And the true bottleneck in this game is gear.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm motivated and I am gearing up characters other than my arena team to do well in Grand Arena. I'm being tricked into gearing up characters. Like other than my main arena team, which is fantastic.
Yeah, see, look, we're using Jawas here. It's it's fun using it. It's fun using characters you like reworks. So the reason why I love reworks is because you're taking a character you've never used for a long time, and now they've been your favorite. They've been out of favor. They've never been good. Now you're able to make a lot of use out of them. Grand Arena is the same way because you can't just use your Revan against all the teams. You gotta use it for the right moment. So those Jawas, they've been geared up. You can take out this Phoenix team. We're doing some work against them. You gotta kind of dig in and just make the most out of your roster. So it's a creative way to make you spend money.
I think it's great.
Right?
I mean, I like being a creative way of getting tricked into spending money. Now, got to head over to Arnold's channel because we're going to do our future predictions for next year.
Yeah, future needs, improvements, and wants.
And one thing that I'm worried about on this entire game.
What is that?
The game is getting too complicated.
Ooh, complicated.
Zombie rework, complicated. Bounty hunter contracts, complicated. Revan's leadership, complicated. C-3PO's kit is not as complicated as I thought, but it's a walls of text.
It's walls of text.
Walls of text. I'm just worried about mods. Wow. Yeah. Complicated. The game has gotten complicated.
It's a lot for a new person. I mean, I don't know how it is now for a new person just starting today.
I can't even imagine.
I mean, maybe they have the proper tutorials to make sure you kind of have an idea of what you're going through. I mean, when we met a lot of people this year, there's people that just don't do mods. It's too complicated, too much work, too much time. And I totally agree with it. I had to force myself to spend 2 hours the other weekend to mod up a bunch of teams, even though I don't want to. Mod manage and improve things, but still doesn't get me over how crazy it could be.
We go to the meetups, right? And there's always people that just like no mods.
Yeah.
Fully developed rosters, but no mods. No mods. And you're like, wow, you could go from 500 in the arena to the top 100 easy with mods. You know? So,
and the last problem associated with that is just power creep. It's because it's cool that they're getting more creative over time.
How do you build a game without power creep? You have to have power creep.
I'm not saying it's a necessary thing to keep the game around, because I mean, if Jawas are still the meta, no one would be playing the game. You need something to top the abilities of the last time, but Revan's the most complicated and most powerful character. He's not going to be meta forever.
No.
That's how the game works. What's going to top him? Would it
Darth
be
Revan?
Darth Revan. Pull out your credit cards, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm worried about the game being complicated, and I know one of the things that you missed out on was the clone work, which leads us
to the giveaway.
For today, right? All right. Well, I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting for free in your account a CT888.
This is not a scam.
Boy, the backstory on this, I don't know.
So there was a page. Oh my gosh.
So Territory Wars was coming out, and for some reason it glitched out in the game, and then it had an 888s, and it had the stars over we were gonna get like a character in Territory Wars.
That would have been fun, by the way.
And then we both were ready to make videos on this webpage. There's these CT888 is not a character, but yet there's complete
fan pages.
They have
even the sexuality is described. Like, what the heck?
Go back to the one with he's got basically it's just Rex drawn in with that is just Rex with someone took like paint and drew in.
I had to call him and be like, dude, this isn't a real character.
We were making videos, huh?
We made videos.
We were like, oh man.
Oh man. Oh, good times, my friend. Good times. Good times indeed.
So I got to say, I'm really happy with the game, though. I think it's great.
It's better.
I really enjoy playing the game.
I have one of the best mobile games out there. We have our ups and downs with it. But overall, I mean, we keep playing it. So that says something.
All right.
3 years. We've been playing the game for 3 years.
Every day for 3 years.
Every day for 3 years.
All right. Head over to Arnold's channel. We're going to go over what top 10 things we're looking for next year.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep on gaming.